Okay, this is the start of my final sprint video. I'm gonna start by just running through the game and showing off the features, going through a couple waves, and pointing out everything in the game. So this is the size of the window normally. I'm actually gonna stretch it just so it's actually visible, try to get it to line up good. Right, so pulling up my script. Oops, that's not my script. Okay, so starting with attractor mode. What are the features? First of all, okay, Blaster AI movement is AI movement. It's definitely not how it looks in the arcader version, but I'm not controlling it with my keyboard, and it is randomized, so good enough, I guess. High scores are listed. These are just dummy high scores that I put in at the beginning. All the text is on there. The score in the top left is not updating because we're in attractor mode. There's obviously no sound. One thing that's different as well is that the mushrooms are spawning inside the text, which is irritating. Didn't have time to go back and fix that. But yes. So, trying to wait for someone to run into something or to kill that head. But for now, oh, there we go. So then it does the regen when you die, and it just restarts the same wave that you were on. Easy. And as you can see, the centipede is interacting. It's not lined up perfectly because my text isn't perfectly lined up with the cells, but it's kind of hitting those edges. The thing is, I only put text blocks on like the left and right of all of these, which I'll explain how I did that later. So unfortunately, if the centipede ends up in the middle here, he goes back and forth and then like turns inside, if that makes sense. I thought I was being clever by just placing, 2 blocks on the outside because I was like, oh, hello, only ever run into these. But I think in hindsight it would have been good to have blocks on all of these letters so then I could check not to spawn the mushrooms in there, and if he came down on the top then there could be the appropriate movement. Right, so I think that's all I got for attractor mode. I don't have player 2 to 2-player mode, so I'm just, if you press the 1 key, it starts 1-player mode. Before I do that, I'm gonna show what wave settings I have in 1-player in the first wave. So I have everything off except the centipede, which should have length 8 and speed 2, and everything else is off. There's data in here, but it doesn't do anything. So let me start. First of all, you can immediately hear the sound, so sound is activated. The movement is based on the keyboard. I'm gonna go around the edges to show that I am bounded in the right way, and I am only in the bottom 5 player rows. Firing, it makes the bullet sound. I can only fire 1 bullet at a time, even if I hold down the key. When you run into a mushroom, you do stop. Unfortunately, when you hold down 2 keys, you can clip through, which is bad. But as long as you hold down 1 key at a time, there's not a problem. For the centipede, you can see the animation is working correctly. There's the smooth movement as you go around the turns. I'll do some splitting. So the splitting works. There's that little explosion. And the score is updated accordingly. When you reach the bottom, the centipede turns around and goes back up to the top of the player area and then turns back down, as you can see. Yes, I think that's all I wanted to cover for wave 1. Let me just kill the rest of these heads. Come here. There we go. Okay, so for wave 2, I have a smaller centipede that goes slower. I have spiders and scorpions. So if you look in here, that is the wave settings are here in wave 2. You can hear the sounds for the spider and the scorpion when they spawn. The spider is eating mushrooms and the scorpion is poisoning mushrooms if he ever runs into one. There we go. Let me try killing these guys. So there's a scorpion, you can see the explosion. Spider has the explosion and it has the 3 different ranges. So the middle range is 600, and let me try to get the other ones. Okay, I died. When you die, the mushroom regeneration happens. As you can see, it happens over multiple frames. It has the sound, and it has that little, you know, regen animation. There's the middle range again. Let me try to get at least one of the other ranges. Okay. I'll keep trying. The spider and the scorpion are 2-cell. As you can see, the scorpion is aligned with the movement. Or, like, the sprite is aligned with the movement. Right, so the centipede just ran into a poison mushroom, and so it has that poison animation. It's not perfect. It's not the complete, you know, like, back and forth animation like normal. But, you know, it's some kind of animation. So now I've lost another life. Let me try to just get... so right, there's the close range for the scorpion, so that's something to show off, I guess. Let me try to get on to the next waves. To try to get through at least 3 waves. Okay, I died. Let me just try again. So once again, we're back to attractor mode. I guess something that I can point out right now is that the high scores have been updated. So at the top, you see the new score. I don't have the input system for the player putting in their initials, so it just gives them this, you know, new, and puts the new high score right there. Something that is happening is that the high score is updating in attractor mode, which I don't know why that's happening. I thought I set it to inactive, but alas. Right, so let me try restarting. I guess I'll just play for a bit and see what happens. Sorry to be wasting time, but I want to get to wave 3 is where I have the other settings happening, so the flea and the solo heads and such. So as you can see, sometimes the heads get messed up, like the rows doesn't, or the column seems to be off. Which I just could never figure out consistently what was happening. Come on. There we go. Okay, so now we're in wave 2 again with the scorpion and the spider. Let me try to just get through this. Okay. Try not to waste your time. Feel free to fast forward until I get to wave 3, because that's where I want to show off the flea and the other wave settings. Oh my goodness. Ay. If I die, I'll just change the beginning wave settings. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am sorry. I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm just going to change the wave settings for the first couple waves. So I hope that counts at least as 2 run for these. As you can see, the next high score was updated. So since I had it, you know, lower, it went into that second place. Once again, the high score up top is not cooperating with, it keeps updating during the attractor mode, but alas. So on wave 2, let me just put in the settings that I want. So I want both of these off because I think I've covered them. The flea I'm gonna have on. I'll do 50, 15. That seems good. Let's just do all of this on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close out. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening there. Ay, this is a disaster. But I'm going to reload and go through again. Stretch this out. Alright, so there's the flea. He takes 2 hits to kill. It's hard to see, but on this, before the second hit, he does go faster. That was a centipede head spawning at the bottom. So, right, so we have the solo head spawning at the top in this wave. We have the scorpion spawning and the guys at the bottom. The flea is falling down. Sorry, I'm getting all distracted. Let me get recomposed. So I was gonna show off the flea. So the flea is spawning when it takes 2 hits to kill. The heads are spawning at the bottom as well, and I think I had to count the 3, so they keep spawning until there's 3 down there. We have the poison fall, the one spawning at the top. Right, we have the scores updating as required. Let me see. I think I've showed off most of the gameplay. It's been chaotic, granted. One thing I did want to mention is, so in the document it mentioned that the regen happens when the wave ends, but in the arcader version it's when the player dies. So that's what I have. Whenever the player dies, you do the mushroom regen and the points update accordingly. For the wave, it just, nothing really happens. The game just continues and the new wave starts. So that's the version that I did. I'm just trying to double check that I have everything. Yeah, we have the death sounds. I guess one thing I can show is, I don't know why all these things are happening. This was not happening before, but when you wait till the last minute, this is what happens. Alright, I was going to show the extra life feature. I don't know how important that is, but in my game constants, I have this counter extra life point threshold. I have it at 12,000 because that's the game standard, but I'm obviously not going to get there, so I'll just do every 300 points. And if I play the game, I just want to show that the player does end up getting that extra life. If for in this case, it'll be every 300 points. I guess this will take a while to build because this game constants header is in many classes because it's referenced a lot. Boo boo boo. Come on. Feel free to fast forward. Gonna double check these things really quick. Okay, I think it's loaded up. So, really quick, if I get 300 points, which let me kill something really quick, you can hear the little jingle, and I think the extra life was added. Yep, there was another one added. So you can see those lives are being added up at the top, and if I die, they're deleted accordingly. Right, so I think that was the last thing I wanted to show off. As you can see, there are, some problems going on here, but I hope that I have enough of the features to get some points. If I close out of this, at that point when I close out of it, I don't have any leaks. I don't know, I do have one leak, but I don't have any crashes, at least. The one leak that I knew about was this one command sound for the extra life. I couldn't figure out where to delete it without it causing issues, so I just kind of bit the bullet, and that was the one leak I had, but nothing else leaks. So I'm going to stop this part right here and then go more into the code in the next video.